Notice many users have difficulty with installing PuppyLInux in a hard drive. In contrast to regular Linux such as Ubuntu or Debian, before you install, you have to know whether your PC is 32-bit or 64-bit. Probably easiest way is just to go ahead and type in the command uname-m uname-m, and it'll give you either x86-64, in which case it's a 64-bit machine, or it'll give you i386, which is 32-bit machine and is likely a pretty old machine. So you have to know that first. If it's a 32-bit machine, then it's likely that it is legacy BIOS. So if you want to install a PuppyLInux, then you can follow one of the videos. For example, in my YouTube channel. Here's my YouTube channel, and I have I think the greater than 300 now videos regarding mostly PuppyLInux, and you can go ahead and 32-bit, for example, and there's many examples of hard drive installed. Here's one dual puppy installed to hard drive, 32-bit legacy BIOS. If on the other hand, if it is a 64-bit machine, then you have to know whether your BIOS is set for UEFI or legacy BIOS. And you can go ahead and look at this command in the terminal. So we'll just go ahead and copy, and then we'll go ahead and start a terminal and shift insert and then enter. And if you get a valid command, something like this, then it is a UEFI BIOS. You have to know because the hard drive partition scheme using gparted is different depending on whether UEFI or legacy BIOS. So for example, UEFI machine, we can just go ahead and start a gparted here, gparted, and then have a my main machine, which is here, gparted. Yeah, you notice that I have FAT32 and then puppy files here, and then this is the predominantly save folder. And then if you look at the details of device information, because this is UEFI, partition table has to be GPT partition table. And then you have to put flags on the first partition, which should be 32 FAT32, and then you have to put a flag of boot and ESP. So the main point is that you have to know because you have to partition it differently. And then when you install PuppyLInux in UEFI, the easiest way is just to use a frugalpup application install. So for example, on this 64-bit machine, so this is what you want to use. to install in UEFI 64-bit machine, and just follow the details in one of the videos of UEFI on my channel, for example. To install it in legacy BIOS, then you have to do it somewhat manually. So you, generally speaking, you don't want to use any install application, but what you want to do is follow the manual install of just getting the download ISO, PuppyLInux ISOs that you've downloaded. And then, for example, here is a voidpup 64, and you have to open it and install copy these files into the hard drive. After the actual install of Puppy files into the hard drive, then you have to make sure the bootloader is properly installed and configured. So in UEFI machine, again, frugalpup will contain a bootloader install. So it is somewhat automatic, in contrast to legacy BIOS. Then you have to use, after installing the appropriate Puppy files in internal hard drive, then you have to use grub.cfg, application grub.cfg, bootloader configuration, and then go through that to configure and set up menu.lst. Menu.lst file has to be further modified to make sure that puppy save folder is in the right partition and the right label, and you have to look at one of their videos to be able to get the details. So I noticed many mistakes are made because these main recommendation is not followed carefully in PuppyLInux install, and if you do that, most of the PuppyLInux should install without much trouble into internal hard drive.